Shalom, Yahweh, once again, giving all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakalash.
So we're just going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. So you got any precepts?
Yeah.
For those of you that may not know though, we are the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And these are the last days that we're living. You know, it's very evident. We're seeing our prophecy. It's getting ready to be fulfilled. And you know, these are the best times to live in, really. It's not like it's like business as usual, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big difference to how it was, let's say, 4 to 5 years ago. Big difference. We've seen how every year that's gone by, things have progressively turned up.
This is John 16:32. It says, "Behold, the hour cometh, ye is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world."
Yeah, so everything that we've learned in this room, it has really brought us peace. Alright? And on a day-to-day basis, really, we're at war. We're at war. So what this truth has done is brought stability into our lives. You know, it has explained to us why things are the way that they are. And it also lets us know that things is gonna get better. Like, our lives aren't gonna stay this way. You know what I'm saying?
We are behind enemy lines. We got to go to our enemy for everything. Our clothes, our food, health, our health care, everything.
Yeah, you got, if you want to get a job, guess what? You got to go work for these people.
Getting paid pennies on the dollar when he gets the lion's share.
Exactly.
This is 1 John. I'm going to start at the top. 1 John chapter 5. "Whosoever believeth that Yahweh Shai is the anointed is born of Yahweh. And everyone that loveth him that begat loveth him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world." Again, you overcome the world. Like Yahweh Shai, he was born of Yahweh, and he overcame the world. And that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai, he didn't even sin. He was perfect. And it also says that he had to come as a man. It said that he came a little lower than an angel. Can you get that scripture, please?
That's why he was the ultimate sacrifice.
That's Hebrews 2:7.
This is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 7. "Thou madest him a little lower."
Start up at verse 5, please.
Hebrews 2 and 5. "For unto the angels hath he not put in subjection the world to come, whereof we speak."
Yeah. Because the angels, they don't have to deal with the stuff that we have to deal with in this world,
The flesh.
in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures also say that you know, a brother can roll up on you or something like that, and they could be an angel, you wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's in Hebrews. It says, roughly paraphrasing, you never know that you could be entertaining an angel.
Right.
Roughly
Yeah,
paraphrasing.
that's
So the point is, the angels, they have very different bodies from us. You know, we're in the flesh. You know, we have to deal with getting sick. We have to deal with a lot of things, really. You know? But Yahweh Shai, if you continue reading, it's going to say that he came a little bit lower than an angel.
It's Hebrews 2:5. It says, For unto the angels hath he not put in subjection the world to come, whereof we speak. But one in a certain place testified, saying, What is man, that thou art mindful of him, or the Son of Man, that thou visited him, that thou visitest him? Thou madest him a little lower than the angels. Thou crownedest him with glory and honor, and didst set him over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things in subjection under his foot. For in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him, but now we see not, yet all things put under him.
So that's it.
No, I don't. That's what I want you to tell me.
This is 1 John 5:4. It says, For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world, but he that believeth not that Yahweh Shai is the Son of the Most High?
Yeah, so without believing in Yahweh Shai, you're not going to make it. You know, you can think that you can keep all the laws perfectly and 100% like Yahweh Shai did all you want. But at the end of the day, you are going to fall short, which is the whole point of us needing a Savior.
It's literally, I don't care what you say, it's literally impossible to keep the law perfect in this kingdom, in this world.
I remember we read that scripture earlier where it says that his commandments aren't grievous. Yeah, they're really not that hard to keep. But the thing about it is that we're in Babylon. You know what I'm saying? We don't have our own democracy, or government, I should say. We don't have our own government.
We're under a wicked rulership that doesn't care nothing about the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. This is Ephesians, unless you had something, you had something. This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved. Again, I'm gonna read that part again, because we're predestinated. Again, we was born unto Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, so we're perfect. We're gonna be saved in that day, Lord's will.
Yeah, scriptures say how the elect were predestined, and it even says that the book of Jeremiah that he was what does it say? Before I knew you, I formed you in the belly of the womb. Something like that.
Yeah.
Let me get that one. Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So the point is, the Most High, he has his plan for people, and whatever they're going to be, it's going to be revealed to them in due time. It also says at the end of that verse that he was ordained a prophet to the nations. So nations, meaning that These prophecies are for everybody to hear. Everybody that's on this earth, because you're gonna see it eventually anyway. When the chariots crack the skies, when the missiles drop, everybody's gonna see it. It's gonna be breaking news. So it's only right that we tell the people, we tell everybody and warn them, because that's the whole point of a prophet.
This is Ephesians 1 and 5. It says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins according to riches of his grace.
Yeah, forgiveness of sins, right? So without Yahweh Shai, really nothing would be possible for us.
Through Yahweh sacrificing his only begotten son, that's what gives us grace in this captivity. Because if we didn't have that, we'd all be doomed. Because any sin is punishable unto death. And we sin here in Babylon. We can't help it.
And it's so-called Black History Month, right? It's February. So I think that we can all agree that the so-called black community is so messed up that we just need a savior at this point. We can't do this ourselves. We can't all just come together and be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Esau, he's still in power and he's still in rulership. So we can't never progress or get far as a nation, a people, without Esau going down.
Right.
That's just the reality.
Esau, he sets up stumbling blocks upon us. He knows what he's doing. Your regular so-called, average Edomite walking around, they might not know what's going on. The top wicked elite, they know who we are. They know what we're talking about. They know exactly what's going on. They know the scriptures like we know them.
Yeah, that's why it says in Psalms 83. Get that one? That's why they want to keep us down, man. Because they know how great we really are as a people. Every February I learn something new about a black inventor, a so-called black inventor. Black people invented damn near everything.
Yeah.
They invented the dryer that you dry your clothes with.
Yeah, I knew that.
They invented the video game set.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
Remember that Jake that invented that liquor? That cognac? What is it?
I figured out was a drink.
What was that liquor?
What, Hennessy?
No, not Hennessy. Jack Daniels.
Oh, Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jake invented that. And then Esau took the credit.
I went down. Jake invented everything. The garbage can, the broom. Jake invented all that.
Yeah, because we're really one of the originators of a society. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then so, yeah, we had things in place within our societies that made sure that things were kept clean. Like a sewage system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Jake knows better than to litter where they sleep.
Shit where he eats.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they know that brings forth disease.
Even in the spirit, that's just nasty. Jake ain't going for that. This is Psalms. This Psalms 83. I'll start at the top. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
So they're trying to wipe us off the map, which is impossible. See, now this is the Great Awakening, and that's what got them scared. You got a reset?
Yeah.
Jeremiah 51:19.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Jacob is the former of all things. So remember how I mentioned earlier how there's a lot of so-called black inventors that never get their credit, that you hardly ever hear about. And if you look at it, you sit back and really think about it, you don't even got to think that hard. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're the originators. We're the best at everything. We're the best at every sport. Anything we put our minds to, we excel.
Continue it out.
No, continue.
It says, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young.
So that sounds like violence. The Most High is going to use his elect, because everything starts with the elect. He's going to use his chosen elect to break down these nations, mainly Esau. We read earlier in Psalms, what is it, 83? How the nations kept us down. But the top nation that keeps us down is Esau, the Edomites.
It says, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in the sight, saith the Lord.
So Babylon, Chaldea, that's all code. That's all a sign of America, okay? Represents America. This isn't talking about ancient Babylon, okay? It's just talking about now, the place that we're in now.
It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Yeah, so how is a mountain destroyed? That lets you know that the mountain is a representation of government. And so this whole system, this system, this society that we live in is governed by wicked individuals, wicked people. Okay? Esau, Edom. And so when Yahweh Shai makes his return, this mountain, this government is gonna collapse. It's gonna be the end. We're not gonna hear about it no more, we're not gonna see it. Could you picture a scenario in your mind where Yahweh Shai comes back, sets up the kingdom, and then we still gotta deal with Esau and this technology of nuclear missiles and helicopters and planes and stuff like that, cars,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a complete change in life and in culture when Yahweh Shai makes his return.
There's not going to be a purpose for any of that stuff no more.
There's not. Jake, you think Jake's gonna be the kingdom like, yo, man, I gotta get my oil changed. Man, I can't make it. You know, I was gonna pull up on you, but I can't make it. I gotta get my oil changed. First of all, we're gonna have spiritual bodies. We're gonna get our new bodies. So anywhere we want to go, we're gonna have options. We might be able to teleport. In Dragon Ball Z, it's called instant transmission. You know. Shoot, we're gonna be able to hop on a chariot.
Right.
We're gonna be able to fly. We're gonna be like Superman. So it's not gonna be no situation where it's like we still gotta rely on
These technological
this
advances.
technology and the things of the society that pushes things forward.
Right.
It's not gonna be that way.
We're not gonna get toothache, so I gotta go to the dentist.
We're not even gonna have jobs. We're gonna be super rich. We're gonna have slaves, servants, people working for us.
Our children will actually get to be children.
And it's only right because 400 years of captivity and we've never been right. Esau never tried to make nothing right. He didn't even give us reparations.
Right.
Not that that would be enough, but still, it's the point that he never tried to do nothing for us to get help.
Right. He had tried to, make things right.
Malcolm X, I heard a saying that he said. He said that, and it was an analogy. I like the analogy. He said, if I stab a man in the back and I pull the knife out a couple inches, does that make things right? Does it push forth an advance? No, it doesn't. That wound is still going to be there. So Esau, he never tried to heal the wounds. He never tried to make things right from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? We're not in hardcore captivity, hardcore slavery like we was 300 years ago. But shoot, the taxes are so high, and it's tax season right now. Jake's complaining. They're not getting back as much as they used to, or they got to owe. The taxes are so high, and the wages are so low that we might as well just be slaves.
Right. The credit card, the annual, like the interest rate on credit cards is like at 20%. How is that sustainable?
Yeah,
20%.
And this is such a society that's predicated upon debt that you need your credit score to be a certain way just to even get a roof over your head.
Right.
Or to even get a car, depending on how your situation is. Even that's costly. So it's hard out here to survive. And I keep thinking about this a lot. I think about how he severed the family structure system. Now it's to the point where it's even hard to find like a life partner. You need somebody in this life to like really rely on and to trust. Remember that song with KRS-One? One thing that we get Nintendo and his friends. Yeah. So, even back in slavery, we still had like a solid relationship with our wife. You know what I'm saying? We had interpersonal communication. We had family structure. We had that back then, but now we don't even have that. At least then we had each other. Now we don't even have each other.
Right. And it didn't matter what we have. You down bad, destitute. Now, a bitch, if you don't got no money, she's not dealing.
Exactly. And that's why you got these jakes saying that we gotta advance as a community. We gotta get the intelligence level as far as like finances as a so-called black community. We gotta get that level up. You know what I'm saying? All these jakes are trying to preach that, but the truth is, that's not even gonna ever be enough. I said this earlier and I'll say it again. We need a savior because everything has just gotten worse all throughout the years, and this society is such a degenerate society that there's no point in us even trying to like salvage this place or even trying to like maneuver.
It can't be saved. It just got to be destroyed, built up again.
Because I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
We all are. If you're in your right mind.
I be getting out the bed to get ready for work. I'm like, fuck.
And it hits even worse when you know that you're a royal people.
Right.
You know who you are. You know you're a king. So that's why the scriptures say that there's truth. It's like honey, but it's like bitter. It's sweet and then it's bitter at the same time.
Sweet knowing that you're an Israelite, but the hell you gonna go through it. That's the bitter.
But that's the whole point of going through this journey is being purified by the fire and catching hell. That's the whole point. Because if you think that you'll come into this truth and everything is easy peasy, then
chances are you're falling out.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Chances are you wouldn't be of the elect.
That's it in Jeremiah, or yeah, it looks like that's it. I had that scripture I was looking for.
Got it.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. It says, Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what Esau Edom does. You know, he puts Jake in these destitute positions, you know, put crack and drugs in the community, and then go back to the Lord, like, look at your people, look at how downtrodden they are. These are the people. And then he just goes behind your back to the Lord, hoping that he could get the birthright back, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and then we've had individuals that were set up or that had a good situation to make money, you know, selling drugs, like Pablo Escobar. You know what I'm saying? He was exporting drugs into the United States, making lots of money. You know what I'm saying? He was so-called Colombian, but what he didn't realize was that he was destroying his own people. Assuming he wasn't Jake. You never know.
Right.
Think he was a terror?
Nah, he's probably true. Jake is wicked like that.
Yeah, Jake is, especially these damn Colombians. You know, they selfish.
You seen that Griselda Blanco shit?
Yup. I was thinking about that.
She's a demon. She's a damn demon. That's
She
what happens.
was Colombian, right?
Yeah. That's what happens when you give a woman power. She don't know what to do with that shit. And then Colombia, they really down bad because they don't really have government. The cartels run Colombia.
They do?
Yeah, the government, they don't fuck with it. Because the cartel, they'll hit up the government. Government officials will get killed.
Yeah, I mean, Colombia is pretty bad.
Cartels were the ones who rule Colombia.
It's even worse in Venezuela. You got Venezuelans going to Colombia.
Was the other scripture?
Revelation 10 and 10.
This is Revelation chapter 10, verse 10. It says, And I took, let me start at 9. This is Revelation 10 and 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up.
The little book is the Bible.
And take it and eat it up.
Eat it up meaning that you, remember it said in Ezekiel, eat the roll and go out and teach the sons of Israel. So, meaning that you get into the scriptures, you study and you learn, and you believe it wholeheartedly.
It says, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier how being in this truth, it's like the yin and the yang. It's the good and you got the bad. You know, the good part is knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing that the kingdom of heaven is for us and that it's going to be established on earth, and that America's Babylon the Great and that it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. That's good. It gives you hope. It builds your faith. But at the same time, though, you know, we got to have patience being in this truth because we don't know when we're going to be out of here. No man knows the exact date or the hour. We just got to endure to the end. And, you know, in this society, you know, it really vexes you just on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you sit back and think about all the times that you've been messed over.
You get your check, you see how much they took out in taxes and shit.
Yup.
It says, in John chapter 8, it says, You shall know the truth, and it shall make you free.
Truth will make you free, man.
So we know like who we are as a people and the kingdom that we're gonna inherit. So it's sweet.
Yeah, we got knowledge of self.
Right.
Which that's the foundation.
But then the bitter is just waiting on it to come, going through this hell, and knowing what we. It's like knowing you got an inheritance coming, but you gotta wait a certain time period until you get it. It's like, oh man, you be itching.
And what's more is that we gotta endure Jacob's trouble.
Right.
I mean, how many people are really gonna be ready when Jacob's trouble happens? The only way you're gonna know is when it happens. That's when you're gonna find out. For me, I've been ready. I've been prepared for years and years. You know, I really want this society to crumble.
Yeah, we can't wait. People like we don't have a horse in the race. Like these people, these Babylonians, the shit that like the government is doing like behind their backs and they have no idea. Other countries they riot, but Babylon they don't do nothing about it. And then people may say, so why don't you do anything about it? What are you gonna do about it? I don't have a horse in this race. If it was up to me, this should all go down tomorrow. So Revelation 10 and 10 says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
So that scripture right there also lets you know that John would be back on the scene prophesying. We don't know who he is, because when you go back into the history of John, he was sentenced to isolation on the island of Patmos. So there was no record of him coming back and prophesying. You know what I'm saying? So that proves that reincarnation is real. It's in the scriptures. Right, what you said. Second Ezra 7:44.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 44. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off.
Actually, start up at the 41st verse.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 40. You said 40, 41. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up and wickedness increase.
Corruption is grown up and wickedness is increased. So this is like the worst part that the world and the earth has ever been in. The worst stage. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide.
I'll let you break that down.
Yeah, because this world is just so wicked. So this one has to go down, and in the next life, in the kingdom, where everything is perfect, we're going to be able to rest.
Yeah, because you can't get no rest in this society. You could barely sleep at night. You go to sleep, your back's hurting.
Word,
Or you got things on your mental, your mind that's stressing you out. So this is a curse that we're under.
Right. This life isn't the end. This kingdom's going down.
Which that's the good thing.
Fear of the elect.
That's a good thing that we don't have to really languish in this world or in this society.
Well,
Because we just know that we don't fit in. You know what I'm saying?
we don't want to.
I be looking around at people, and then it's like they just a bunch of airheads. You know?
Vexing.
They really think that life is really that sweet, life is that good over here in America. But you know why they think that? It's because they come from their other countries, they immigrate to America, and then it's like their country over there was so bad, they was probably making $5 a day or $5 a week. And then they come over here in America, they're like, oh, $15 an hour?
Right.
Or $10 an hour? You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, that's good money. You know what I'm saying? They got more opportunity out here. So that's why they settle. They're just settling. They think it's really that good over here in America. But Jake, especially Judah, they've been here for so long, they realize how unfair and how messed up this world is.
It's like these people are just like,
We also say that's one of the reasons why they got the people crossing over the borders, because they want to get cheap labor out of it.
you know,
Because Jake ain't gonna do no hard back-breaking labor. You know what I'm saying?
for minimum wage.
For peanuts.
You know,
Jake don't want to do that.
you heard like all like, especially last year, after the P Diddy. It's like people wasn't going back to. They didn't want to go back to work for those for that little bit of money. It's like I can't go back to that.
Exactly.
So now they got people that'll come do the work happily too.
Yep, because it's more than what they was making in their country.
These people I hate I hate going out and dealing amongst these people. Like go to Costco and just go in and get what you gotta get. Watch how vexed you'll get. It's like people are walking, but they have no sense of urgency. They don't know what they're doing. It's like they're just dead, like ghosts just walking around. You be saying like, yo, everyone get the fuck out the way. What are you doing?
So, we're like the few. We're like the few people that are in the knowledge, okay?
It's in our right mind.
That's why I pray, I hope you be of the elect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, they walking around, they bunch of brain dead individuals. They're just settling.
They got that juice laying dormant in them.
Oh yeah. And if she was stupid enough to do that back when it came out, during was it 2021 it came out?
21, 22.
Yeah. If you were stupid enough to do that, then that's a sign of character.
Right.
It shows you that you won't do that dance to get what you want.
You're gonna take
and
that
to fit into the society.
Yup. So if you gonna take that, you gonna take this.
Because they threaten people with their jobs. It's like, oh yeah, you can't work if you don't get it. And then people copped out. So it's safe to say that it's gonna be the same effect, the same thing. Once they come out with the charagma, people are gonna cop out and get it. Because they want their lives to go back to what it was. They really love it here in America. They just settle.
I know people whose job wasn't even threatened by it. They just got it because they wanted to go back to restaurants and shit like that. Dummy. This is 2 Hedges 7 and 42. Says 42. Says he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
The day of doom, doomsday, when the missiles drop. ICBM missiles, hypersonic missiles that Russia and other countries are threatening to use on America. It's real.
And Yahushua makes his return.
Yeah, because when Yahushua makes his return, the scriptures say he's going to come back on a gigantic cloud, right? But really, that's just poetic for a chariot. He's going to come back on a ship. So you got to understand it. So-called UFO ship. And then guess what? That ship is going to be destructive. It's going to be shooting down fire.
Can't forget Michael the Archangel.
Michael the Archangel. He's going to be getting busy. That's what he's there for.
Yep.
That's what he's going to be there for. So, when you read these scriptures, if you don't have the Holy Spirit, if you don't have the right mind, then you're not going to understand none of this. It's going to sound like a fairy tale book to you. It's going to sound so far-fetched. That's why the scriptures also say that you need faith. So we can read these scriptures and understand it, and we wholeheartedly believe and understand what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. And then if that's not enough, go watch the news. I sit back and watch news articles. I read the news. I listen to independent media a lot. So I be knowing what's going on. How many people out there can say that they do that? They're ignorant.
It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
So as soon as this place collapses, as soon as it falls, that's when the Israelites are gonna take the kingdom. And it's all gonna start with Yahushua.
Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off.
Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off. You know what I'm saying? Intemperance meaning that people that lack self-control, people that have it in their minds that there's nothing they won't do to get what they want in advance, all that's going to be cut off. First of all, like I said earlier, we're gonna be super rich. We're not even gonna have to work. So it's like we're not even gonna be desperate. We're not even gonna be hurting that bad to the point where it's like, yo, I gotta get out there and start selling drugs to my people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Being covetous.
Or being covetous or a sly, greedy scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever you gotta do just to get it. You know, there's not even gonna be any point of us being that. And if there's still that spirit within the other nations, guess what? We're gonna be that rod that's gonna be used to break down the nations. You know, they're gonna have to know the laws and they're gonna have to keep the laws. So read that part again from the top.
It says intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off.
Infidelity is cut off.
Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
Righteousness is grown and truth is sprung up. So the whole world is gonna know the truth. They're not gonna be in the dark to who we really are as a people. They're gonna know who's gonna be in charge, which is the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. They're gonna know that, and they're gonna have to respect that. It's gonna be a respect factor.
So they get down to lay down. They really can't do nothing with us. We're gonna have our spirit, our new bodies.
Right now, we ain't got no respect.
Right? We have no power here. It says, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the glory.
Yeah, we're not even gonna be oppressed anymore. Can you picture that?
Right.
I mean, I really want to live in a world like that. That would be the dream. You know, that's my whole goal. My goal is to make it into the kingdom.
It says, I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given him, to have restrained him from sinning.
Yeah, because that was like the start of the ending. When Adam, he believed what Eve was saying because Eve believed the serpent. You know what I'm saying? And that was when sin happened. But prior to that incident, we never even died. We never knew what it was like to die. That's why you had people living till like 700 years old, 800 years old. You know what I'm saying?
That's it on that.
Yep.
You got something else?
Nah. You got a piece up?
This is Ephesians 1 and 8. It says, wherein he hath abounded towards us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself. Oh no, I read. I'm going to go to Ephesians 2 and 8. This is Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of the Most High, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Yahushua unto good works, which the Most High hath before ordained that we should walk in them.
Yeah, so we can't take the credit for this. We got to give credit to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, for waking us up, and giving us the knowledge.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 12. It says, I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord Yahweh.
So that poor people is speaking about is the Israelites. Okay? And it says that we're going to trust in the name. So it's like, you sound crazy when you say that, oh, you don't know the name. When the scriptures, you just read it. Read it again.
Zephaniah 3 and 12.
Yep.
It says, I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord Yahweh.
The name of the Lord Yahweh. So, part of being in the truth is knowing the names. If you don't have the names, then you might as well just be a Christian. Because you know, in the church, they call on God, they call on Jesus, the Christ. That's all they know. Or if they try to get a little bit deep, they'll say Yahweh, Yeshua. Which those aren't the names either. That's all that mainstream nonsense. That lets you know that that's not the name.
I'll let you know that's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
It says the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. That's it. Yes, this is
See, that's the type of niggas I'm talking about.
yeah.
You heard his music? That's the music that corrupts the youth. Oh man.
Warps your mind.
How do you even like hear like anything that's attractive out of it? Like, how does that even satiate your appetite to listen to music?
I could hear just like 10 seconds of that shit and just turn it off. Like,
Exactly.
I heard it.
Remember that scripture? It says the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Okay. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4. I'm going to start at the top. It says, therefore seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not.
Yeah, we received mercy. Because the Most High, he was practically done with us. He was really angry with us. He called us like a stupid gang-saying people. You know what I'm saying? And it's evident even now to this day.
Ain't shit changed. It says, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High.
So that's part of the mercy is, you know, us, you know, being brought back into the knowledge. Because if we didn't have the knowledge, we would just be out here, man. We would just be out here. Trying to make sense of all this madness ourselves. If we even would think like that, you know. Like I said before, you know, a lot of people, they walk in darkness. They're just ignorant. They don't know what's going on. You know, they're just settled into this lifestyle. They're settled into it. And if you ask me, that's a scary place to be.
Yeah. This is all they know. They don't know nothing else. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
If our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that love. So those that don't get it, it's not meant for them to get it.
These people, like, they're really too far gone. Like, they can't be reached. And if you can't reach them, you can't teach them.
You know, they're just focused on the cares of this life. You know, getting up, going to work every day, paying their bills. And, you know, just trying to survive and feed themselves. And then while at the same time being entertained. You know, the Super Bowl is about to come on. A lot of people are going to be tuned into that.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's like the height of people's lives right there. Some people, that's like the height of people's day.
Yeah. It says, in whom the Most High, it says, in whom the Most High of this, it says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
The God of this world is Esau. So you see, we would trade it all for the kingdom. We would trade everything. We don't want to be here.
Right.
We're ready to go.
It says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of the anointing, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahushua.
Yeah, we don't preach ourselves. You know, we don't try to big up ourselves. You know, we just preach the gospel of Yahushua and the kingdom.
But Yahushua, the Lord, and ourselves, your servants, for Yahushua's sake.
Everything we do is for the Lord. Because He's coming back to get his people, his elect. You know, we're waiting on him. He's our savior.
It says, for the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath sinned in our hearts. But hath shined in our hearts to give the. He's so bugging. Says, for the Most
You
High.
heard it?
That we don't have the same God. Is that what she said? For the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua. Says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. Yeah, we have the treasure in the earthen vessel, in the earthly vessels, and that's our bodies.
Oh, read that in the NLT.
Just that part.
Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. We now have the light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure.
Yeah, this great treasure, which is the truth. And it's sad to say, but a lot of people, they just break into pieces, man. They fall off.
It says, this makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That's a verse?
Yeah.
All right, go back to KJV.
This is like Corinthians 4 and 8 in King James. It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed.
Yeah, we troubled on every side, but what comforts us is his knowledge, his truth. You know? We know that Esau is the devil. We know that we have to wake up and live in this society every day. We know that the family structure is not in a good state right now. We understand that.
We also know it's not going to be like this forever.
Yeah, but that's the part that brings us hope, is that change is going to come in the kingdom.
It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair.
Perplexed but not in despair, you know? It's sometimes it's hard to just you know, put this madness into perspective yourself. But you know, you just go through the scriptures and it's like, all right, I understand why things are the way that they are. You know? I understand why we're oppressed as a people. It's because we're in a curse. We're under a curse right now. Because if you really do try to like be analytical and like break it down, and, you know, do it with the numbers, you know, you're not gonna find out how deep it is on the spiritual level. When you go to the scriptures, like I said before, you understand that we are a cursed people. It's so spiritual at the end of the day. But you know, some of our people refuse to believe that and understand it. They think that we could really advance in this society under Esau, if we all just come together and just receive the right education. That's what they really believe. That's why you gotta stay away from jakes like that. Don't follow them.
Which was proven time and time again that's not the case. You have Jake that build themselves up and have self-sustaining communities, and what happens? The
Like
Lord,
like Tulsa, Oklahoma.
right?
Remember what happened to them?
Yep, in Seneca, out there in New York, in Manhattan.
Yup.
Now it's just a park.
Not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah. It's like we was able to, when you're self-sustaining, what happens? Esau, well, the Most High sends Esau to destroy it all because we're under the curses.
Oh, and to also add, remember that movie we went and saw? Killers of the Flower Moon? You seen how the so-called Native Americans gagged, they had their land? And Esau still found a way to slither up in there and take the land,
Yep.
take the resources. By messing with their women and they didn't really have any straight bloodline with like Israelite man marrying Israelite woman. The Israelite woman was getting with the white man, Esau.
I gotta watch that movie again. I don't know if I missed something because I was watching. I'm like, yo, where's all the men at? Did they like go to war or something and die? Like, where's all the men? Did I miss something?
They was getting sick and dying. They all had infirmities. And then Esau was giving them the rope to hang themselves. Remember?
But that bottle to that lip.
You read that one earlier, so there you go. Esau will come to you in guile and craftiness and in deceit, and then you may not even realize that he's scheming on you. He's plotting and scheming.
Acting like he's looking out for your best interests. Meanwhile, he got an insurance policy out on your ass.
So that's the nature of this man. And this is the society that you want to live in. This is what you want to stay in and deal with on an everyday basis. Like I said before, I'll trade it all for the kingdom.
Right. It says persecuted, and it says we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Prosecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed.
Prosecuted, but not forsaken. Even if you look at this man's judicial system, go through his court system, that's not even fair. You can't even get a fair shake in that. Let's say you get a legal lead. You don't got the ability to pay for a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna beat the case.
They're gonna tell you just cop out.
Just take a plea.
I already got a heavy case load.
And that's when you go to a prison, and that's when you're getting paid 5 cents to work. 5 cents an hour. To build license places. License plates. So that's modern day slavery. That's written in the Constitution. Remember?
So prosecuted but not forsaken, cast down but not destroyed.
Yeah, so for all the guys up top, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be forgotten. You're more than likely gonna have to, taste death, and live again to receive a good life and to be righteous. But you're not gonna be forgotten at the end of the day.
We're not completely destroyed because the Lord has his elect out there.
Remember Denzel Washington in the EGOT game? He was pouring the liquor. It's like, yeah, this for the guys up top. Remember that?
It says, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. Now that's the point. I can really read this whole chapter.
You got another one? Another precept?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 5. It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. In low place.
Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. So we're the rich. Why we the rich? It's because we have the knowledge. We have the truth. We understand the Bible. That's riches that exceeds all in this world.
And the covenant was given unto us, no one else.
You see how this society is today, where they measure a man by how much money he has or how much paper he makes. That's all they care about. But it's like, how are you spiritually? How are you mentally? And also, how are you spiritually? Physically. Because the scriptures also say how it's a good thing to take care of your body and to, watch your diet. Scriptures give you the law of things to eat that are clean and things that are unclean that you shouldn't eat. You know what I'm saying? And we follow that.
And in this society, the people that have wealth, they're the biggest degenerates.
Yeah, and they got the biggest bellies.
Facts. The cast iron stomachs.
Yep.
like what's his name? Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, smoking crack in a Porsche.
Oh man. See, that's a sign of the times.
Right. It says, "He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. And whoso removeth stones shall be hurt therewith, and he that cleaveth wood shall be endangered thereby." I want to read that in the NLT. Start at the 5th verse. Ecclesiastes 10 and 5 in the NLT. The header says the ironies of life. It says, "There is another evil I have seen under the sun. Kings and rulers make a grave mistake when they give great authority to foolish people and low position to the people of proven worth. I have even seen servants riding horseback like princes, and princes walking like servants."
That's actually speaking about the Israelites. That's referring to the Israelites.
Right. You got Esau sitting on his high horse looking down upon us.
You've seen servants on horses. Because the scriptures speak about how Esau is the basis of man. He's a low man. But the roles are going to be reversed. You see, we're going to be on top and Esau's going to be on the bottom.
When you dig a well, you might fall in. When you demolish an old wall, you could be bitten by a snake. When you work in a quarry, stones might fall and crush you. When you chop wood, there is danger with each stroke of your axe. Okay. You got something?
That's it. We're gonna make the calls. Pretty sure everyone take a shower.
Oh yeah, we can get this. I had this queued up. Read this one off. We're reading the NLT. I never read the NLT. This is Isaiah 33 and 6 in the NLT. It says, "In that day, he will be your sure foundation, providing a rich storage of salvation, wisdom, and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure. But now your brave warriors weep in public. Your ambassadors of peace cry in bitter disappointment. Your roads are deserted. No one travels them anymore. The Assyrians have broken their peace treaty and care nothing for the promises they made before. Witnesses they have no respect for anymore."
So that's talking about when World War III happens. When this place gets wiped out and destroyed by thermonuclear destruction.
That's good. I like it better than KJV, but that's good.
I gotta be so. We'll close on this one. Ecclesiasticus 24 and 32.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 24, verse 32. It says, "I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off."
Because wisdom comes in a feminine vibration. It's nurturing. It's soothing. It comforts you.
It says, "I will
That's
yet."
why it says that. It says, I will send forth her light afar off. So it's like we're that shining light. Okay, we're preaching the gospel, and it's going out to the four corners of the earth. And the darkness that's over the people, it makes it to where that they don't comprehend what we're saying. They can't see the light.
It says, "I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and and leave it to all ages forever.
Doctrine that's prophecy, and leave it as all ages forever. Because the prophecies that are in this book, they're going to stand the test of time. We're going to always be able to go back to the prophecies and read them and confirm that, yup, this is real, this is true, this happened already, or that this is getting ready to happen. You know, we was talking about Daniel chapter 11 the other day, right? And that already happened. That's secular history that took place already. So that's an indication that the scriptures are legit. You know, that should help build your faith. Because even the scholars can agree on that. That Daniel chapter 11 is talking about history that took place. It's real history. Ain't no denying it.
It says, behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. Let's sit on that.
Yep, so with that, we're going to close. Shalom. Until next time.
Shalom.